And we're about to hop into this series. Let's go ahead and take a look. Boom. There it is. In the upper left-hand corner of Ephemeron. Spawning in the blue. He's currently teamless. One of the younger players here, but he's been absolutely on fire lately. And I'm so excited to see how he performs today. It is Clem. And his opponent in the lower right-hand corner. He's been around StarCraft for a very long time. He's been one of the most passionate and hard-working nerds playing StarCraft. He's had many different names, but for the last few years, he's had a lot of success under the name SpeCial. Playing, of course, for Chivo SC. Yeah, Clem has been absolutely... He's just been looking so good in a lot of these online tournaments. I know he's doing really well in the OSC Masters Cup. I was casting some of that bracket earlier. Not him, unfortunately. But I was noticing that he's in the upper bracket and looking absolutely fantastic in that. The Big Gabe tournament. He was killing it there. I'm pretty sure he won that, right? And just in general, he's just been looking very, very good. He sometimes has a little bit of inconsistency. But I feel like as he cleans that up, he's just been really, really good. But he's up against a powerhouse here. I mean, SpeCial has been living in Korea, playing StarCraft for longer than just about anybody. What is this Marine doing? While this is all happening, I didn't even realize SpeCial made a Marine. Kind of a interesting move here. Oh, we got some Clem support in the chat. Who doesn't love some Clem? What's up, Cuddle Bear? It looks like Clem's definitely going to push this back. Relatively even trade, all things considered. Delays that CC a tiny bit, but it will still finish before SpeCials. SpeCial does have another Hellion joining up. So 2 Hellions and a Reaper here. But there's a Hellion and 4 Marines here for Clem. He's going to go for some damage here. It looks pretty even, all things considered. We do have a Cyclone coming out of SpeCial now. Raven coming out of Clem. Some pretty standard stuff. SpeCial's Starport seems quite a bit behind Clem's. He's already halfway through a Raven, and SpeCial's Starport is just now finishing up. But he's going to come get the nice full scout with this Reaper. Be a little annoying in the main. Might even grab an SCV, and look at that. Reaper will die, alas. Now getting his own Raven out, and a second Cyclone. SpeCial getting really aggressive here. This is a lot of Marines, though. So he does have to be careful. Well, we got the lock-on the Cyclone. Kind of trading Hellions there. He will repair his Cyclone. Second Cyclone on the way. Might make it a little bit more complicated. Oh man, it's SpeCial with this super quick third base on location. And he's going for the Cyclone lock-on upgrade. What's that called? Magfield Accelerator. He's going to drop another factory, so going full mech here. Ooh, but Clem grabs one of those early Cyclones. It's so important to get that Cyclone number built up. Bit of a trade back and forth. Nicely done there by SpeCial, body blocking the Cyclone. I think it was only one hit away. Ooh, and now going for a little bit of harass. Grabs a couple of SCVs. Well, that's a good point from chat. If SpeCial is in South Korea and has the appropriate ping from that location, could make things a little bit more interesting. I don't know that I'd even say that SpeCial is necessarily favored in this matchup, though. Clem, again, he's been looking so very strong lately. And this is a lot of Marines. I don't believe he has stim, though. Yeah, there's no stim with this, so he's not going to be able to necessarily catch a whole lot here. Let's see what SpeCial has behind this. His first siege tank is just coming out right now. Now as Clem sieges up. Gonna make this a little bit difficult for SpeCial. But here we go. 2 siege tanks in really nice positioning here. Raven goes down. And I think SpeCial has the hold here. I would say he has the successful hold. But Clem's gonna position out here a little bit longer. Landing the Vikings. Loses 3 of them very quickly. This base has been picked up and put in the main base. Clem does have his own CC. Oh, but SpeCial's gonna go for the big break here. Bring some SCVs to get on top of those tanks. Does he lose all his Cyclones? No Cyclones left for movement out on the map, and it's just going to be siege tanks and some Hellions coming out of SpeCial at the moment. Vikings as well. Back at home, Clem is getting stim up, is going for a bio tank composition. So SpeCial just going to try to build up this big, powerful mech army. The Cyclones are an interesting addition. I assume that's to help just kind of push away some of these Vikings, perhaps, because he doesn't have the Marines to do that. We have Marauders coming out of Clem. Just a couple at a time. Well, 3 at a time, actually. So those are going to help gun down the Hellions, the Cyclones. And they take less splash damage from the siege tanks. It'll be very helpful for Clem's army. And we just get to build up and see how these guys want to play this. Clem doesn't seem to be going for a Viking war kind of tactic. He does have some Vikings, but he's not going pure air. He's not going for the Sky Terran transition. Focusing mostly on his ground units. It looks like he wants to try to put on some pressure. Cyclone's just grabbing some kills here and there. That's some really nice hit and run tactics. How is the Viking fleet here for SpeCial? It's looking quite good. He has a lot more here than Clem. Clem's Liberator not going to really be able to get the job done that he was hoping. And he's just going to unsiege and head on out, especially with the sensor tower coming up. SpeCial gets full vision of what's going on. Clem's got a 4th base finishing up. Oh, again, these Cyclones just being so annoying. SpeCial happy to just sit at home and defend right now. Just with a few units to push out and try to be annoying. Ooh, gets stimmed on though. Loses a Hellion and a Cyclone. Trades them out. SpeCial gonna go ahead and try to grab that 4th base. Gonna need to send some units over there to kill that Mariner. Oh, looks like a Hellion coming down here. Gets surrounded by SCVs. Citizen's arrest. Those SCVs are brave. Those are some firefighter SCVs, man. Well, a little bit of a tank positioning war here, trying to delay SpeCial's 4th CC. But here comes the Viking fleet, supporting the Liberators. Marines come in, but they get hit by tanks. Oh man, SpeCial looking to take this fight very well. Absolutely cleans the floor with what Clem had out there. Really nice positioning play with the Liberators and the Viking lead here. Clem's still continuing to produce Vikings. I was going to say he needs to get those extra starports up, and they are on their way. If you want to play the Viking battle, you need to win. Oh, a little Bioforce in here, though. And just do a little bit of a hit and run. And try to get on out of there. SpeCial definitely in a good spot right now. He's up about 40 army supply. Clem has 81 SCVs. In a lot of matchups, that might be good. I feel like in TVT, that is too many, though. Looks like SpeCial's going to try to find that same spot that Clem had. Separate him off from his 4th base. Just get into a nice little spot here. Oh man, this is a lot of Hellions. They're going to come in and try to put some pressure on these tanks. All the Hellions are going to go down, but this fleet of Vikings shows up for SpeCial and will take absolute control of the sky, allowing the tanks to move forward. And I just don't think there's all that much that Clem can do here. He's losing his 3rd base. He's segmented off from his 4th. Okay, he's just going to tap on out. SpeCial takes game number 1 in this first round of the EU Qualifiers, round of 16. All right, so we're going to be trying to get into game number 2 here. Going to be on Nightshade. That was a really solid TVT. I think SpeCial put on a nice show for us there. We're ready to go. Going for the countdown. TVT is it's a delicate balance. It can absolutely be kind of like we saw in that game. The Viking count ended up being really important. Clem tried to bring over a Liberator, but he couldn't use it because he didn't have enough Vikings. He had to just try to go home. SpeCial had more Vikings. Sometimes the Viking count is absolutely just that important. But it is not always the case, and as we get into Nightshade, we'll see exactly what these guys are planning on doing this game as we spawn in the upper left-hand corner. Our blue Terran, currently teamless. If you run a team out there and you need a player, this is your guy. He is Clem. And his opponent in the lower right, recently teamless till he was picked up by none other than Chivo. Our red Terran, it is SpeCial. Of course, we have a little Mexico versus France here, a classic. Dorito versus Baguette. We versus C. Both of them building barracks in their main base. No proxies just yet. This map isn't the best for proxies. Proxy Reapers anyways. Double gas here out of Clem. SpeCial looks to be staying on 1 gas, at least for now. This music seems kind of loud to me. I don't know if I'm crazy, but it's seeming a little bit loud. I do want to check. It's not that loud. I don't know. Maybe it's just very bombastic. I'm enjoying it. SpeCial is just going for the Reaper fast expand. Gonna drop down the factory right after that. We do have the factory coming up before the command center here for Clem. This is kind of the back and forth. This build from Clem a little bit safer if there was a proxy. But they should equalize, kind of like we saw in the last game. I mean, the trades were very, very equal in the early game. TVT is usually like that at the higher levels here. Reaper's doing their little dance. No SCVs to help out this time, but we have a second Reaper coming out for SpeCial. We'll shoo away Clem's, but Clem has a Reaper and a Hellion moving across the map now. But here's the defender's advantage in action. Clem had those units earlier, but SpeCial will have them here earlier. Ooh, Clem moving up the ramp is going to lose that Hellion very quickly. Or the Reaper, excuse me. That's going to make his push a lot more difficult. I'm gonna have to run home for a little bit. Starport's finishing up. Should see 1 or 2 Ravens coming out. I believe SpeCial prefers the 1 Raven since the energy nerf. Oh, he's not getting a Raven at all. He's gonna go for cloaked Banshees. All right. Well, we'll see if a Raven comes out of Clem. It looks like that is his plan at the moment. Just waiting for some gas. And then he'll start that Raven up. Now, something we saw SpeCial do in the last game was he actually sent his Raven to the mineral line to harass with an auto turret. So if we see that out of Clem, if he sends that Raven across the map as this Banshee comes in, that could be highly unfortunate for Clem. But the fact that he is getting a Raven should help him quite a lot, especially if he keeps this Cyclone alive. Cyclone and Raven to defend a Banshee it's a match made in heaven. Third CC going down for SpeCial. Clem's already a bit ahead. SpeCial once again going for mag field accelerators, so really wants to get into that mech and get that mag field up early. Banshee cloaking field about to finish up here as the first Banshee moves over towards the natural. That's where the Raven is, but there isn't really anything to shoot up here. Cyclone is actually in the main. This wood of mine just kind of walking across the map. Well, Reaper gonna come up and check what's going on. We'll see this stim going. We'll see the Cyclone in the main base. At the same time, Banshee hitting over here. Grabs a couple of SCVs. We'll fly out of there after just getting 3 kills. Not bad at all. Oh my goodness. Hyperflight rotors. Wait, who said it in chat? Dragon Soul. Dragon Soul called it. Dragon Soul in chat says, I want to see Speed Banshee attack. And what do we have here? We have Hyperflight rotors on the way. Speed Banshee is going to be the name of the game. There is a scan available, so this should be a dead Banshee. Oh, can it hide back there? Well, forces another scan. I think that's probably worth it. Although, I think SpeCial would have preferred to keep both Banshees alive. His third is on location before Clem's. And SpeCial is actually ahead 53 workers. Looks like this Banshee went in and did some more damage. 5 kills on that girl. 54 to 40 workers right now. That's actually a massive gap considering how many workers have died. Only 7. So he's also been just producing a lot better. Oh. That's a lot of damage though. However, Speed Banshees is now completed. There is a Raven, but I bet you it's a lot easier to micro Speed Banshees against Marines than it is non-Speed Banshees. And he's going to be able to delay Clem's push until he gets a couple of tanks out, and there they are. Love to see him repair up some of these units. Oh man, these Speed Banshees are just so quick. Trying to drop that tank aggressively. Get out of here, Banshees. I'll kill you with this tank. Oh, 1 tank gets left here. Siege. A Banshee will absolutely take care of that. Nice catch there from SpeCial. And Clem having a tough time right now. His army supply is higher, but his worker count is just so much lower. SpeCial sitting happily on the best amount of workers you could possibly ask for. And now he has plenty of tanks back at home. Ooh, saves that Cyclone somehow. Speed Banshees come in and they all just die. SpeCial's tank's not really in the best position here, although this command center isn't getting shelled just yet. There it goes. Now these 2 tanks hitting this command center, forcing the mass repair on it. That Banshee goes down. SpeCial needs to push forward a little bit. The issue with the Speed Banshees is that means SpeCial hasn't been making Vikings to get that air battle. He is going to push out, and he should be able to get this all cleaned up and all out of here. But it's at a lot of losses. 12 SCVs have gone down. Granted, he is still 11 workers ahead, but there's still a Bioforce here. SpeCial's army is now a good bit smaller than Clem's, but it's very tank heavy. It makes it kind of difficult for this army to push in. So Clem's he's gonna opt to not push in, and instead goes for the double drop into the natural. Hellions and a lot of tanks here to try to clean this up. Ooh, big shells on those Marines and Marauders. Thought I saw Banshee heading this direction, but haven't seen any kills. Clem making that worker count a lot more even here. With just 2 Vikings and the Raven, these Banshees not getting a whole lot done. That being said, SpeCial has held, at least for now. He has a moment to breathe and to get himself set back up. If his army isn't sieged and in position, though, his army from Clem is very powerful. He's got 1-1 on these bio units. He's got a couple of siege tanks, still has that Raven. He's losing a couple of SCVs back at home. But that is not the imminent threat here for SpeCial. SpeCial still not making any Vikings. Oh, SpeCial gets the first shells off on that tank though. Banshee, well, just hitting a depot at the moment, not getting a whole lot of work done. Armory's just now going down for SpeCial. He is quite a bit behind in upgrades as 2-2 is on the way for Clem. Even +1 on Clem's Armory is going to be a lot earlier than SpeCial's. There's also no 4th CC as far as I'm aware. We have 2 more factories coming up, so still not going to be going into air. Very different play here than the last game from SpeCial. Banshee's still being annoying. 3 more SCVs going down, forces another scan, but altogether, I don't know if it's the if those have been the best for SpeCial. And we have kind of a big air transition going to be coming out of Clem. He's got a couple more starports going down. Oh, SpeCial unsieged for a little bit there, but he has a lot of siege tanks. The Vikings get it targeted down by the Cyclones. SpeCial definitely did have a 4th CC. I just completely missed it apparently because it's here on location right now. We do have Thors coming out. Oh, a few Hellions trying to run across the map. There's a siege tank here, but still 3 SCVs go down. And it forces some APM out of Clem. Oh no, but Clem's going for the big Doom drop. What do we have in the main right now? Not a lot, a couple of Thors. There's a lot of army. SCVs getting pulled off the line. They're gonna be mincemeat here. Thor is not all that great versus Marauders. SpeCial says, I don't care. I'm going to move across to the other side of the map. But this is not looking good back at home. Oh, siege tanks come out. They're going to help clean this up quite a bit. It looks like he should be able to clean these tanks up. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, SpeCial has taken a nice position, but he has no anti-air. So mass liberators that are coming out of Clem right now are forcing him back. And this is the power of Sky Terran. Especially once lib range is finished. It is not up just yet. I don't know if he even has a fusion core in the back here. Doesn't look like it. But even without the range, lib's very powerful units. Oh man, it's still 1 lib remains. However, Clem running into a bit of a meat grinder here. And now there is a Thor. It's only a single Thor, and there are 3 Liberators at the moment. But without range, Thors are actually quite good against Liberators. It's once they get that range that things change a little bit for the Thor Liberator. SpeCial very low on money. He's been spending his money constantly. He is down to, or back up to 68 workers, I should say. He was down very far in the worker count for a while there after losing a lot of SCVs in the main. He's going to retake his gas, get back to mining in there. Oops, some Hellions moving in here since that tank is now gone. Killing a ton of workers, actually. 14 SCVs going down. A lot of them are low as well. Oh, and this army from Clem. The ground army is quite small, but the siege up of the Liberators might just be too much. There's too many libs here. Thors are dying. Tanks are dying. And just like that, SpeCial down to 140 supply. The power of the Liberators. I would also say the power of upgrades. 1-1 to 2-2 here is a pretty big deal. Just having 1-1 on these mech units right now. It's hurting SpeCial. And Clem's movement has been really nice. There is another tank here, but a lot of these low SCVs gonna get targeted down. 7 more, 10 more going down, 13. But this army from Clem is now looking very powerful. The libs start sieging up, but again, without range, they just get blasted out of the sky by the Thors that time. The siege up was a little bit too out of range of these siege tanks. Wasn't able to punish the Thors for walking close enough to shoot them. We have another Banshee being produced. Oh, more Hellions running in down here. Just a couple. Trying to get some damage done. Five more SCVs going down. Clem down to 61 workers. Not the end of the world. Special's at 68. But ideally, he would like to have more. Another big run by. This should kill all of the SCVs at this base. And those Marines. That's exactly what he's going to do. Now, Clem has kind of stagnated here a little bit. It looks like he wants to try to move forward. But the rest of the army from SpeCial is moving around for counterattack. Tanks will take down the turrets so the libs can move forward. But now Clem sees why that area was so sparse. 4th base going down. However, Clem gonna take this 4th base as well. Now where is SpeCial going to go after this? He's going to try to go for a big base trade. The real issue here for SpeCial is he doesn't have anything to take out these Liberators. He literally only has 1 starport and it's got a tech lab on it, so he's not switching to Vikings anytime soon. This Banshee going to take out this planetary all by herself. We are in full base trade mode. The biggest issue here, I think, for Clem is that he doesn't have a whole lot of ground units. Although he could land these Vikings. It's a bit of a dangerous proposition, though. Oh, Thor doesn't quite get out of range. And his only anti-air in his main base is going to just go down just like that. That being said, Clem's base being destroyed as well. Again, this Banshee, absolutely going to take out that planetary. SpeCial's main is being ravaged. The biggest difference here is that SpeCial has not busted into the main just yet. And of course, a very important thing is that even if SpeCial kills everything, he does not have a starport, he does not have a single Viking. The best SpeCial can hope for right now, out of a full base trade scenario, is a draw. However, it's not quite a full base trade scenario just yet. SpeCial does still have a couple of mining bases here. He lost some of his production, but not all of his production. And it looks like he wants to come back for the fight. Oh, there's no more Raven. And actually, I think there is a scan. I think there's 1 scan available. Oh my god, these Thors absolutely destroying the Liberator Zone with that. I think that's basically all Clem had to hold on here. Again, though, he does still have production and he does still have mining. But now he's down 40 supply. And armories weren't destroyed, factories weren't destroyed. So SpeCial has production as well. And he's going to bring this base back over here and get mining. SpeCial needs to drop a few mules. Clem moving across the map once again with this ragtag group of bio units. Oh, but the Liberators, 1 goes down before the engagement even begins. I don't think he ever got lib range, and I think that's the biggest deal here. These libs cannot out-siege the Thors. Banshee once again coming in to get a few kills. something that Clem cannot afford right now. This is no longer a planetary. It just gets lifted and walked away. SpeCial says, yeah, that's fine. I'll stop mining for a minute, but in the meantime, 8 SCVs going down. Clem's just going to tap out with that. Down to 20 workers, lost a lot of his army. And SpeCial takes game number 2. Absolute hell of a game right there. I definitely thought Clem had the upper hand during that base trade. But he wasn't able to quite take advantage of it, and SpeCial able to break that position in his own natural that Clem had taken was, I think, a really key moment there.